God is with me. These 4 words have the power to transform your entire day. When you wake up and speak them with faith, you remind your heart of the greatest truth, that you are never alone. Life may bring seasons of uncertainty, fear, or pain, but in every moment, God's presence surrounds you like the morning light. Sometimes, the world makes us believe that strength comes only from success or control, but real strength flows from the quiet assurance that God walks beside us even when we do not see Him. Saying, "God is with me," is not just a habit, it is a declaration of trust, a prayer that breathes courage into your soul. When your mind is restless and your heart is weary, pause and whisper it again. Each time you do, the noise inside you begins to settle. Faith replaces fear, and peace takes the place of worry. God's presence does not mean the absence of struggle. It means that in every struggle, there is grace waiting to be found. He is there in the silence of your prayers, in the kindness of a stranger, in the strength you didn't know you had. Start your mornings by believing this truth. Before you check your phone, before you face the demands of the world, center your spirit in His presence. When you walk into work, when you make decisions, when life feels uncertain, carry those words with you. Let them echo through your thoughts and actions. God is with me. It is a reminder that your steps are guided, your path is blessed, and your heart is held by divine love. With this awareness, you begin to see not just the challenges of the day, but the quiet miracles hidden within them. I am stronger than I think. These words are a reminder that within you lies a strength far greater than the challenges you face. Life often tests you in ways you never imagined, pushing you beyond comfort and forcing you to grow. Yet every trial you have faced has revealed a new layer of courage, endurance, and faith. When you speak this line each morning, you remind yourself that weakness is not your identity. It is a passing moment that teaches you resilience. There have been days when you thought you couldn't go on, but you did. That is proof that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers quietly, "Keep going." Each time you say, "I am stronger than I think," you choose faith over fear. You begin to see yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as someone being shaped by them. True strength is not about being unshaken by pain. It's about standing firm despite it. It's about trusting that even in your moments of doubt and exhaustion, God is still working within you, building your spirit and refining your heart. Strength is not something you must search for. It already lives within you, waiting to be remembered. When challenges arise, recall this truth. The mountain may seem high, but you have already climbed steeper ones before. You have overcome heartbreak, disappointment, and uncertainty, and each time you emerged stronger. So, when fear whispers, "You can't," let faith respond, "I can, because God is with me." Every struggle becomes a stepping stone, every tear a seed of wisdom, and every fall a lesson in rising again. The more you remind yourself of your inner strength, the more it grows. Speak it, believe it, and live it, because you truly are stronger than you think. Today is a gift. These simple words hold a deep truth that can change how you live each day. Every morning you wake up, you are given something precious: time, opportunity, and another chance to live with purpose. Too often, we rush into the day, worrying about what went wrong yesterday or what might go wrong tomorrow. But when you pause and remind yourself that today is a gift, you begin to see life differently. You realize that this very moment, this sunrise, this breath, is a blessing that many never receive again. When you see the day as a gift, you stop taking it for granted. You start to appreciate the small things. The sound of birds in the morning, a kind smile, a warm cup of tea, the simple grace of being alive. Gratitude begins to fill your heart, and gratitude changes everything. It softens your worries, calms your mind, and opens your eyes to God's quiet presence in your ordinary moments. Even if the day brings challenges, you can still find peace in knowing that life itself is a divine invitation to grow, to love, and to give. Every sunrise is God's way of saying, here is another chance. Another chance to forgive, to start over, to be kinder, to pray a little deeper, and to walk in faith. When you recognize that today is not owed to you, but entrusted to you, you begin to live more intentionally. You stop chasing what doesn't matter and start cherishing what does. So, as you rise each morning, take a deep breath and say it with meaning. Today is a gift. Carry that awareness throughout your day, and you will find joy not in perfection, but in the simple, sacred act of living this one day well. I will choose peace. These words are a promise you make to yourself, a decision to protect your heart and guard your spirit. Each day brings moments that can easily steal your calm, harsh words, unexpected problems, people who test your patience. But peace is not found in the absence of these things. It is found in your response to them. When you say, I will choose peace, you are declaring that your emotions will not be controlled by what happens around you, but by the strength of what lives within you. Choosing peace is not always easy. It requires humility to stay calm when you want to react, faith to stay still when life feels chaotic, and love to respond kindly when others do not. Yet this is where real power lies. The world teaches us to fight back, to defend, to prove ourselves, but God teaches us to be still and trust that He is in control. When you learn to rest in that truth, peace begins to fill every corner of your heart. Peace is a sacred gift that comes from surrender, not struggle. It comes when you release what you cannot control and focus on what you can, your attitude, your words, your heart. Every time you choose peace over anger, forgiveness over resentment, understanding over judgment, you reflect the light of Christ within you. You become a calm presence in a noisy world, a reminder that true strength is quiet, steady, and full of grace. So each morning, when you look at your reflection, whisper these words, I will choose peace. Let them guide you when the day grows heavy. Let them remind you that peace is not something you wait for, it's something you create. And when you choose it daily, it becomes your greatest strength. My faith will guide me. These words carry the power to steady your heart in every storm. Life often unfolds in ways we cannot predict. Plans change, doors close, and paths twist unexpectedly. In those uncertain moments, faith becomes the compass that leads you forward. When you say, my faith will guide me, you are declaring that no matter what you see, you will trust what you believe. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about walking confidently, even when you cannot see the whole road ahead. Every morning, when you remind yourself of this truth, you awaken a deep sense of trust in God's plan. There will be times when things don't make sense, when prayers seem unanswered and hope feels distant, but faith whispers that God is still working behind the scenes. It teaches you to wait with patience, to walk with courage, and to believe that even delays have divine purpose. Faith does not promise an easy journey, but it assures a meaningful one. When your faith guides you, fear loses its power. You begin to see obstacles not as endings, but as opportunities for growth. You learn to move forward one step at a time, believing that each step brings you closer to where you're meant to be. Faith lights the path even when darkness surrounds you, reminding you that God's timing is always perfect, even when it feels delayed. Let your faith be your map when life feels confusing and your anchor when the waves of doubt rise. Speak it with conviction. My faith will guide me. Allow those words to settle in your spirit until they become the rhythm of your every action. Because when faith leads, peace follows, and with God guiding your way, you will never lose direction. When you begin each morning by speaking life into your soul, something powerful happens. You start shaping your reality before the world does. The words you say to yourself are not just sounds, they are seeds planted deep in your heart. Each declaration becomes a quiet prayer, a reminder, and a decision to walk in faith rather than fear. When you speak words filled with hope, truth, and belief, you create an atmosphere of strength around your spirit. Your morning thoughts become the foundation of your day. If you begin with doubt, the day feels heavy, but if you begin with faith, even challenges become lighter to carry. Speaking to yourself each morning is not about self-praise, it is about soul alignment. It's choosing to see yourself the way God sees you, loved, capable, and chosen. The world will always try to tell you who you are not, but your own voice has the power to remind you of who you truly are. When you wake up and speak faith over yourself, you silence the noise of negativity before it begins. You tell your heart, I am not defined by what I face. I am defined by the one who walks with me. This daily practice trains your mind to focus on truth, not fear. It helps you respond to problems with grace and courage instead of panic. Every word you speak in faith creates a spiritual rhythm that carries through your actions, choices, and emotions. Even on the hardest days, your own voice can lift you back up. So each morning, speak life, speak peace, speak strength, speak hope. Let your words shape your day and your destiny. Because the first voice you hear in the morning should remind you of faith, not fear, and that voice should be your own.